Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Rex.
This is a gift from Mike Callahan.
Mila Callahan, you magnificent. All right, just a quick interjection here. That's not Mila Callahan, and we're definitely not having to circle back and re-record the fact that this is Mike Callahan, magnificent bastard. Mike Callahan, you magnificent bastard. Now, Mike, come on.
Actually,
come on.
So, do you want to know the truth?
Mila, come on.
I wrote that.
What the hell? All right, we get some
This
Mila.
is a complicated story. This is an Alaskan distillery.
Yes.
It's a bourbon.
Okay.
Because even though Alaska's way the hell up there,
Yes.
they're still America.
America.
According to the rumors. You know, there's rumors that Alaska wants to cut itself in half so that Texas can be the third largest state. This is in Haines area, Fort Seward, which is an army post, and it's up by the Chilkat Range. So it's North America's longest and deepest fjord.
Okay.
Right? It's right there. And they're making a bourbon. They're making it actually themselves.
Is that like a crevasse?
Yes.
Okay.
They're making it themselves, distilling it themselves.
So, it's almost going in the green pine direction.
Almost. I was
Almost.
about to say the same thing. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's green. Well, because that's what happens. You
Right.
smell it, you think, oh, it's going in that pine green. No, not quiet.
But then there's like a honey graham cracker.
Crapper.
There's a honey graham cracker element that comes and saves the day with a little bit of balance leaning up against that green note. And then, more so the honey now.
2 years old.
Yeah. What's the proof?
45.
45, okay. And then there's a little cherry in there too. Yeah, a little cherry, just keep things interesting.
I mean, it's definitely I'm silent because I'm trying to think of what it is that makes this not typical craft bourbon. Because there is this one little element that I can't pinpoint that changes it from a whole bunch of the Southern 48 craft bourbons we've tried.
So there's that, it almost goes in that green piney direction. Not quite. And what I was saying is there's a honey graham cracker with a cherry that is still light and fresh feeling.
And it is like an actual graham cracker cookie, like the generic ones you bought your kids when they were wanting snacks.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually kind of like that taste.
There's a little bit of a cherry and like a milk chocolate.
And there's like a woody tannin spice that never
On the
gets
finish.
bitter.
On the finish, yeah.
Never gets bitter. It finishes kind of thin.
Yeah.
But it's grain thin.
And it's 45%.
Yeah, it's grain thin though, not barrel thin. Like it doesn't get barrel dry thin. It gets
Right.
grainy a little bit.
The cherry shows up on the taste definitely. Cherry for me is milk chocolate and the tannic element, and then there's like there's just like little bit of a sugary sweet tea element kind of wrapped around that.
What would you compare this to? I'm trying to think of what I would compare it to. It's got to be another craft, but an accessible craft. You know, I wonder what it compares to the craft Texas bourbon, the accessible, same proof, Balcones pot still bourbon.
Maybe. Let's compare it. Going back, the cherry starts to disappear.
Now I'm trying to remember if I have that.
You know, the separate approaches to the nose, separate approaches to the taste. You do acclimate to certain elements, at least I do, and things that were right on the forefront, those start to get buried pretty quickly, and starts to uncover some different stuff. It's weird picking apart a whiskey that's a relatively low proof like this.
I don't know if we have
I'm not getting that cherry now.
the Balcones pot still. I don't think we have the Balcones pot still bourbon.
You should be ashamed.
I feel bad.
Unsubscribe to your newsletter. It was a good run.
Your views frighten and offend me. I'm just a caveman.
I don't ever want to say this gets to like a sweet territory. I think that's one of the more interesting elements.
No, it's not sweet.
It's not getting like sugary, desserty, sweet, but there is like the intrinsic character of honey and a graham cracker in there, which you could think
would make it sweet.
Make it sweet.
No.
You don't get super sweet elements in here.
Even though it's 45, I'm going to add just a little bit of water and see what happens.
All right. While you do that, we got Sean Every. If you could choose a celebrity to play you in a biopic, who would it be? And also, who would you choose for Daniel?
You would choose for me? I don't get to choose?
No. I'm choosing. Anybody familiar with Ron Howard's brother?
Wait, the crazy-eyed guy? The guy who always looks like he's vaguely homeless and like has one like twitchy.
Yeah, that's that.
No, no.
You know why? Because he so often rocks the skullet.
I don't do the skullet.
But you should.
I'm not doing the skullet.
It's basically what you could be with the skullet.
I want to be Ed Harris.
No.
I mean, I don't want to be Ed Harris, but Ed Harris could play me.
Jeff Bridges already played me.
Yeah, that's true. It could be Jeff Bridges.
Mitch Weddle, did you ever eat any of the gummies?
Oh, yeah,
mean
the dick gummies?
the ones that are shaped like dicks?
Yeah.
Those gummies?
Did you eat those?
The dick-shaped gummies?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I almost wanted to give them to my boys because they love gummies, but I was like, I don't know how do you explain that.
You gotta
Cut them in half or chop them up.
You can't feed your children dick-shaped gummies. So nothing to compare it to?
Well, let's compare it to a classic budget bourbon.
Fine.
Because this is not going to be priced budget, I guarantee you, but it's got that sort of slightly thin.
I don't think the water did this any favors.
It really didn't.
I think it woke up the nose. It was starting to lean in the direction of a green pine note, that kind of craft note you often get. That actually shows up with the water.
I'm just going to see what happens with, I'm going to get non-watered version. I'm going to see what happens with Four Roses.
Okay.
Just the budget yellow label Four Roses.
Yes.
Kentucky budget.
Smells like Four Roses.
Yeah.
Right down the middle of the road.
Way more pine, woody oak, like that green note. Oh man, I think I'm acclimating to the pine note.
The ethanol is more present on that Four Roses. It's a bit thinner.
It's thin and shiny and brittle and kind of syrupy almost. This, as much as I don't like that green pine note, this feels like it has more character to it. And so I actually prefer it.
Yeah, there's more definitely there. There's more density and saturation of the flavors. Almost, I keep almost saying nutmeg, possibly cinnamon, but it's not quite enough there for me too.
It's not.
Yeah. But no, there's some interesting things going on here. Wish it didn't have that element of the green pine note.
Yeah,
but
me
there's
too.
enough there to make sure that it's not going to be.
I wish I knew whether that was coming from cuts or from barrels.
One of these days we'll make that and be.
We'll be like, oh, that's how you get there. Okay, good to know.
All right, here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight me, I fight for a friend.
If you steal me, you steal your liver's heart.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.